This episode of On the Limb with Nature's Voice Game Calls is brought to you by Apparition Scents, an outdoor and sporting goods company based in Dilliner, Pennsylvania. All of their scents developed and hand bottled with strict attention being paid to every detail. Contact them today at 724-998-7646 or check them out at apparitionscents.com. 100% lethal or your money back guaranteed. Get a hold of them today at 724-998-7646 or check them out at apparitionscents.com. All right, folks, welcome to another episode of On the Limb podcast with Nature's Voice Game Calls. Folks, archery season starts here in West Virginia this weekend, so we're pretty excited about that. We're going to be talking archery this evening. We're going to be talking Vantage Point Archery with guys and gals from there. We're back in the studio after attending the Deer, Gear, and Beer Expo, an outdoor swap meet in Dunbar, Pennsylvania. We had a good time up there. That was at the Fayette County Fairgrounds. And that was presented by Hunt Chef. So we want to thank Hunt Chef and Jeremy Critchfield and all his staff for organizing a great show there. That was an awesome time we had. So episode 121 from our live podcast that we done there at Cabela's. No, Real Deal Outdoor, sorry. Salt Rock, West Virginia. That's out now. And we had a great time there talking to Danny Hobbs. He's our West Virginia rep for Tacticam. And that's going to be airing tomorrow. And then we also have 122, which is going to be coming out this week, which was our live podcast that we had for Cabela's during their Fall Hunting Classic sale that they have every year. So we had a couple of guys there from the store that we talked to, and we also talked to Mossy Oak Pro staff. So, and our little Whitetail Weekly segment 4, that will be coming out soon. We tried to do that last week here from the shop, but our new mics, we still haven't got the right cord for that, so we're working on getting the right cord for that. We're going to be doing that again. So that'll be with Caleb, and he's going to be talking about e-scouting on X Maps and, navigating the app and things like that. So be sure to head over to Spotify, Apple Podcast, Amazon Music, YouTube, or wherever you get your podcast for all those past and present episodes. And don't forget to use Podcast 10 at checkout with outdoor-pro-shop.com for 10% off of your order. You can use On the Limb at checkout with apparitionscents.com for 20% off your entire order there. And you can use Podcast 15 with Nature's Voice Game Calls at checkout to get 15% off your entire order there. So thanks to all of our great partners for offering those discounts for our listeners. All right, that's enough of my spiel. Let's get into the guests. So without further ado, please welcome with me Vantage Point Archery team. And we're going to start out first with Jeff Stringer. And we also have the marketing manager, Alex Matter. So, Jeff Stringer, how you doing, sir?
Doing well. How are you?
Doing good, sir. So, you guys had found out about us, I believe it was through Instagram, or it may have been Facebook. I can't remember. But I guess you all had heard one of our episodes out there or seen something out there about us. And so, just tell us a little bit about Vantage Point Archery. How did it all get started?
So Vantage Point Archery is part of a bigger group called Absolute Machining. Absolute's been around 20 plus 30 years here in Fort Wayne, Indiana. And then in 2008, one of our head engineers, Jeff Miller, decided he wasn't happy with the broadhead selection in the market. So he came up and designed his own and named it Vantage Point. So we've been around going on, 2014, so 16 years, 4 more years, will be around 2 decades.
Oh, wow.
And we just have when we start looking at what our offering, we have the largest offering of any single broadhead company in the industry right now, from 100 grain to 350 single bevel, double bevel, 2-blade, 3-blade. It's just a good offering for everybody.
Yeah, I was taking a look there at your website last week, and I looked at it again this evening before the podcast, and I noticed that you all don't just do broadheads. You all do all kinds of stuff.
Yeah, we do broadheads, thumpers, turkey spurs, risers, pockets, and then we're a full machine shop. We do compensators for pistols. Tonight I'm actually at the shop working on bolts for a large gun manufacturer. We do a bunch of job shop parts where we run massive amounts of whatever it may be, widgets for whoever needs them, automotive, aerospace. We're into a little bit of everything.
Oh, okay. So you guys do some private label things as well.
Yep. We private label some other broadheads. We just don't talk about who they are.
Yeah, no, I got you. That's awesome that you all do that. It's kind of a thing these days. You know, some people that are in the industry that don't want to put the money into that stuff, they just outsource it to somebody else like you guys. And the greatest thing is it's made in the USA.
Yeah, it keeps we have 30 families we employ, so we want to make sure that we've got enough work to keep them going, and it's good valued work. And then, you know, really what we're trying to do is get kids out of high school and show them you don't have to go get a college degree.
Yeah.
You can get into the trades, what made this country great.
Yeah, that's exactly right. That's I have not pushed my kids to go to college, but I wanted them to further their education. And I suggested trades as the most viable thing now. You know, the trades are a dying thing, and I think we need to, you know, encourage more of that. So that's great. So the engineering background, is that something that you all done for a large firm or corporation or military? Was you engineers in the military? How'd that all come about?
No, that's one of my regrets. I did not serve in the military, but my background is through Alcoa and some other large aluminum companies. And, you know, we actually bought this facility in 2018. We didn't start it.
Okay.
And it came from running a different company looking for a part to be made. And I walked in here into Absolute Machine and just looked at it as being a little bit underutilized. Good people, but wasn't really growing. The current ownership kind of sat back and said we were happy with where we're at. So me and two partners come in and we bought it. And on top of getting a great machine shop, it was making broadheads, and we all love to hunt. So
that's great.
Kind of a passion.
Yeah, that's a good thing. Everybody loves to hunt. Some of these larger corporations today that I've been hearing are hiring people in the industry that doesn't even hunt, and they're having to send them on like experience hunts and things just to get them, you know, like acclimated to the outdoors and hunting. So it's good that all you guys are already in the industry.
Yeah, it's kind of scary. There are some large corporations coming up and buying the mom and pop shops like we are.
Yeah.
And either outsourcing them to China, or it's a group that doesn't support hunting and they're pulling them out altogether. There's some, you haven't heard about them yet, but there's some big names coming that are brand names in the industry that the corporate elites that have bought them are coming out saying, yeah, we don't support hunting or the Second Amendment, so we're not going to support what's going on in those categories anymore.
Yeah. Yeah, that's something that's got to change for us to continue this hunting heritage here in America. So I know that there's a lot of that going on in the food industry and different things like that. So I didn't know it was that crazy in the outdoor industry now.
Too much.
Well, let's talk with Alex. Alex, how are you doing this evening, ma'am?
Doing great.
I'm sorry, when you first got on the phone, I was expecting a guy's voice, and I'm like, oh my gosh, I'm sorry.
No, that's okay. You thought you had the wrong phone number.
No, I did. I was like,
that all the time. Yeah.
I was like, maybe this is the wrong number. So how is it for you being a lady with all these guys around? I'm sure you all have other women there too, but.
Yep. Yeah. No, it's good. It's fun. We have a really great culture at our shop. I think, like Jeff mentioned, we have about 30 employees. We do have a few other women there, which is nice, but it's a family atmosphere. Jeff always says we're not all blood related, but we're family. And it kind of goes back to the values he was talking about, American made and having value and integrity in your work. So we all kind of uphold those same values, and it makes a great place to go into work every day. Yeah,
for sure. That's one of the things that we talked about at that previous trade show that we was at. This was a first year trade show that he started, and he's traveled the country. Jeremy Crutchfield, the hunt chef. I don't know if you guys have heard of him or not, but he's been at about every show that you can think of across the U.S. and attended those. And he wanted to just kind of start his own thing and bring bring the hunting and American-made products, local-made things there in PA and the, Tri-Cities, Tri-area, to a show there. And he incorporated like a swap meet, so personally used items you could bring into the show. And, he had a car show, so he incorporated a lot of different things there. But we were in building 2, and a lot of us in building 2 had been with a bunch of different shows with him. And, I was like, we're really good friends, but it's almost like, it's just like an extension of our family. We always go out to eat after the show together, and, we help each other out. We help each other load in. We load out together. I mean, it's a great family that we've created there. And it seems like it's that way with a lot of the shows. Have you all seen that as well?
Mm-hmm. Oh yeah. We always have, people we've met through this, through shooting our broadheads, or some of our close friends. We do stuff with them outside of, just work, which is fun. And then, like you mentioned, going to shows, we went to, I think, 30 shows this year. So it's a lot of travel, and we had a lot of, the guys in the industry offer to come and help man the booth with us and go to dinner and that kind of stuff. So I think it's unique in that way.
Yeah. So you being the marketing manager, one thing that really caught my eye when I first looked you guys up after you all had contacted us, I was like, man, this is going to be an awesome company. Just your packaging in itself and the way you all have your website laid out is awesome.
Yeah, thank you.
You all have done a really good job with that. So with you being in the marketing there, tell us about some of the other branches that Vantage Point Archery has, like Vantage Point Armory, mm-hmm. Vantage Point Outdoors. Yeah. So tell us a little bit about that and how those kind of branched off into their own little thing.
Yeah, so like Jeff mentioned, VPA started kind of just as a side project in our machine shop about, I think, 2008, 2009. And really the first several years, it was just kind of a word of mouth, meet guys at trad shoots and hand out broadhead type of thing. And the past couple of years, we've really started growing and selling online and growing our dealer network. We're in about 100 archery shops now. So it's really taken off pretty quickly. And with that, we've realized there's a need for other quality American-made products in the industry. So we've branched out into the firearm segment a little bit and the outdoors. So most recently, getting in the firearm industry, we've come up with some patent pending pistol compensators. So I think we launched those at the end of the year. So it's only been a few months so far, but they've really taken off. They're 50 state legal because no threaded barrel is required.
Nice.
So super popular in a lot of those states where, maybe aren't as free as others is what we say. So, it keeps us busy, but always a lot of ideas. And when you have a machine shop behind you, you can, and good people, you can bring those ideas to life.
Yeah, definitely, for sure. So, with you in the marketing there, what all is your roles? Do you handle the social media accounts and all that stuff?
Yeah, so we have a pretty small team. So I handle all our social media, website, partnerships, really anything like that, trade shows. We all kind of pitch in, though, and work together. It's a pretty collaborative team, I would say. When you work for a somewhat smaller company, you have to wear a lot of hats and a lot of teamwork and give and take with what you're working on. But yeah, it's fun to work on the marketing side of things for sure, especially with a growing company, and when you have great products and great customers, it's fun.
Yeah. So what is your background? Is your background in just marketing or engineering? Where did you come from?
Yeah, so I graduated college with a marketing and business management degree, and actually have known Jeff my whole life. He's like a second dad to me. So as soon as I graduated, he was like, hey, I got into this company recently. Would you want to come check it out? And the rest is history. So
Nice.
I actually didn't grow up hunting, so this has kind of been my gateway into the hunting world, which has been fun too.
Oh, good. So where are you from originally?
So originally, actually, Jeff and I are both out from Utah, and then moved to Kentucky, and then Indiana now. So, and I actually just moved to Michigan. So
okay.
Yep, a little bit of all over the place.
All over the place, huh? And you didn't grow up in hunting?
No, my dad and grandparents and things like that were all hunters, but I was kind of more into sports growing up and just never really made time for it. But It's been really fun to kind of be forced into it and then realizing, I guess, why people are so
addicted.
obsessed with it. Yeah, right?
Yeah. No, it's kind of funny that you say that because, like, my daughter, she's been raised in the outdoors. She was fishing when she was like 2 and 3 years old, and she loved it then. And then she got into dance, so she's been in dance for like 13 years, and now she wants to start fishing again. And I was like, because there for a while, I was like, she's not going to get back in the outdoors. You know, she's not going to hunt or fish or do nothing. But she's kind of got back into the fishing, and she's even, you know, dabbled with wanting to go hunting. So I think it's once you grow up in something like that, it's something that kind of always gets instilled in you, and I think it'll come back, you know, at some point in time.
Oh yeah.
So.
Yep. And I think too, with like the more busy you get, and I feel like as I've gotten older too, you realize you don't have as much free time. So how do you want to be spending the free time that you do have? You know, which hobbies are you going to put your time into?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And it's, you know, like that, you been in sports and things. I'm sure that was your passion and your stress reliever during that time. But it seems like for me, fishing and hunting, it's always been just like a stress reliever, kind of like, you know, you're one with nature thing. So.
Oh, yeah, for sure. Yep.
All right, so we're going to take a break real quick, and we'll be right back, and we'll talk with you again, Jeff.
All right.
Do you want durable 100% carbon fiber arrows? Warhead Arrow Company. Warhead Arrow Company is 100% carbon fiber constructed hunting arrows with bone-shattering penetration. Durable, tough, yet reliable when it comes to the moment of truth. Their target arrows are world-class in accuracy and precision, an arrow that target archers can depend on to reach the top of their game. Warhead Arrow Company. Check them out today at warheadarrowco.com. That's Warhead Arrow Company. warheadarrowco.com. All right, guys, we're back with Vantage Point Archery, talking with Jeff Stinger and the marketing manager, Alex Matter. So, Jeff, we're going to get back with you. So you say that you're one of the ones that's not been in the military. I think that was one of the things that caught my eye when I first, you know, looked at your all's website with the packaging and how things are set up. Is that something that you all employ a lot of veterans, or how did the whole veteran thing get started?
Yeah, I'm not sure what you're referring to on our packaging where it says veterans.
Well, it doesn't say veterans, but it's kind of like it's more like it's just like a military. It looks like militaristic, I guess.
No, it's just proud American. It's got the American flag on there, and you know we really pride ourselves on that. That when you start looking at the industry, especially when you get down to the broadhead arrows space, there's not very much of that's coming from the United States. So, you know, the whole background is that we're creating U.S. manufacturing jobs. We're bringing products back from China and being imported, and our jobs exported. And we're really focused on creating that part of our culture. It's one thing to make money, no doubt about it. We all want to be profitable, but Vantage Point's not willing to sell our soul or float all our jobs overseas just to make an extra buck. So when you're really looking at our packaging, it's about American pride, you know, and I'm not ashamed to say that. Some people say, well, you know, should you really be that boastful about your country? Hell yeah.
Yeah, definitely.
This is the best country in the world, and we have freedoms and garner freedoms around the world because of this country. And we should raise our head and keep our heads high about that, and then try to push it into some others, because you can vote with your pocketbook. You don't have to just vote at we want you to vote, but you don't have to just vote at the poll.
That's right.
Vote with your pocketbook. Check where stuff comes from.
Yep, definitely. I know that, you know, it seems like the last 10 years that's been a thing that you've had to do more than you should in America. You've had to check where things come from, because it just seems like it's more and more, like you're saying, it's moving overseas, and we're importing more than we're exporting.
Yeah, and you talked about the military. These people gave their lives, gave their freedoms, gave their time to give us the freedoms and the rights that we have. And then right away, we'll sell them over to the people that are against us. I mean, China's not for America. Russia's not for America, but we import a lot of stuff from countries that hate our guts.
Yeah.
And we're trying to change that. And just think, when you write that check or you buy that product, doesn't mean everything I have is from America. It's hard to find, but I do search them out. I try to buy all my clothing from America. I try to buy my boots from America. And that's what you'll see on our packaging is we're just we're just proud to support the people that are here. Doesn't mean the people around the world are bad, but there's some that don't like us, and I'm not going to support companies that go over there and don't give our kids and our fellow citizens a chance to make that product here.
Yeah, no, I get you. That's all. You're speaking the truth there for sure, brother. So me catching the military with what I was looking at, just to explain it here a little bit, like with your all's logo, I seen like, obviously it's the V for the Vantage point, but I seen like maybe like a badge of some sort or some kind of patch, and then with the cover page there, it's almost like a battleship with a bunch of jets getting ready to take off. So I kind of wrap that around a military background maybe. So do you guys employ veterans too? I mean, is that something that you all included into this, or just like you're saying, all American made stuff?
Yeah, we have some veterans here, but I wouldn't say that we're not claiming to be veteran owned, or we're just proud Americans, and we appreciate everything the vets do for us, and those that are serving now. But yeah, no implication that we're veteran owned or anything like that.
I got you. No, that's just, I love everything about it. The whole American made thing, and the American pride that's in it. We have Dan, which is my co-host. He's working over this evening. That's why he couldn't be with us. But he's a military veteran, and he does salute to valor on most every episode that we have. So we usually do those, and that's one thing that we do is try to give back to our military. That's the least thing we can do is salute them with our honor.
Yeah, we give discounts, a military discount for everything, and then Old Breed and some other groups that shoot for us. They're military guys. We do everything we can to support them.
Awesome. Yeah, that's great. So there was on the thing there on your website where you all talked about products have been taking countless trophies worldwide, including several archery number ones. So tell us about some of those accomplishments.
Yeah, we sell, it's kind of Alex, you can jump in here, but we sell across the world. We sell some stuff to one of the crown princes. We sell stuff to popular politicians, some big names in the acting industry, some big talking heads. And when you look at what they shoot, it's everything from camels to exotics to great big bulls and stuff right around here. So
yeah,
the one thing we try not to really, we'll show you the trophy page. You'll see some young kids with 2-point bucks or some does. And one of the things that we always talk about, because there's a lot of talking heads that said, oh, I shot thousands of great big bulls, or they have the luxury of going and killing multiple bull elk a year. Well, that's not reality for most people, right?
No, definitely
So
not.
the trophy we want you to have is the memory of hanging out with your family. Last year I took my dad at almost 80 on an elk hunt in Utah with me, my dad, my son, and one of my best friends. And I have a picture of me, my dad, me in the middle, and my son on the end. That's the trophy. It's the memory of that whole hunt. Because let's face it, we don't all get out of this life alive. None of us get out of this life alive. But it's those memories that you make on the way that last down generations. And we just hope to be part of that whole journey that you go through. That part of the memories you make were using our products and enjoying your family.
Yeah, that's one of our main things. Is we started a game call company 12 years ago, and we started this podcast 3 years ago this month, and it was basically to get more advertising out in the beginning. And I was like, this is another way for people to document their journeys in the outdoors, and we can still be a part of that. And people that don't get to experience like the deer camp or the hunting camp experience, we want to bring that experience to them through audio and sometimes video. So
yeah, I can't even imagine. Can you imagine growing up not having the outdoors or not?
I can't.
Not hunting. Yeah.
No, I couldn't. No, it was such a big part of my childhood. Every year we were going to Pocahontas County here in West Virginia for spring gobbler season or archery season, and we'd go up there and scout. And sometimes we'd go up there and we wouldn't kill anything, but it was still an awesome time and memory that'll be forever with me. So And there were times that you had deer hanging from the tree that, there was just the icing on the cake, but it wasn't. It wasn't all about that, and that's what I loved about how I was raised in it.
Yeah, I definitely love it for sure.
So, what's your all's hunting plans this year, Alex? You say you're getting into the hunting scene, so do you have any big plans to go do some hunts?
Yeah, I'm just gonna stay around Indiana and do some whitetail hunting. So Jeff and some of the other guys at the shop are kind of been hooking me up and getting me, situated and letting me hunt some of their ground. So
yeah,
I'm hoping we've got a few more days left here in Indiana, and then it's on. So I'm excited.
You all come in this weekend as well?
The first.
The first. Okay, so it'd be Monday.
Yeah.
Awesome. So do you shoot crossbow or compound?
No, I have a compound. I just got a
Awesome.
Bear legit. Not pulling too much weight yet. I got to start hitting the gym for that. But no, I think I'm shooting pretty good. I've been getting out this week, especially, and hitting it pretty hard. So I'm looking forward to it.
Yeah. Now that's one thing I don't know much about is crossbows. Do you all make a specific broadhead for crossbow compared to compound, or are they both interchangeable, Jeff?
Yeah, ours are all interchangeable. We do have some people who prefer, certain heads for the crossbows over others, or we have a big traditional following too. So some of our trad guys like to shoot different heads on their trad bow than they do the compound, but They're all interchangeable. Like Jeff mentioned earlier, we carry like 2-blade, 3-blade, 100 grain, all the way up to 300 grain. So really just whatever you're comfortable with is, we've got something on the site for you.
Yep, that's awesome. Well, guys, I think that that about covers everything that we wanted to get out there. We just wanted to bring you guys on and feature you guys, since it's like I said, it just really caught my eye, American made, and the whole American pride behind it, I guess, and that incorporated the military with me. But I've always been a big military supporter, and we love talking about the military. So Jeff, anything else you'd like to say before we go?
No, just they say all fixed broadheads are made the same. Ours aren't. We start out with 7,000 grains or 1 pound, chuck it up once. So between our shaft, ferrule, and tip, there's no run out. And then we cut the blades all at the same time. So all of our blades weigh the same, where a lot of these guys are doing MEMS, metal injected, or stamped, and there's variation porosity in those. Ours aren't like that. They're easy to tune. You take your filled tip off, throw ours on, and you can ask our customers. There's no adjusting these. They fly just like your filled tips. And then we say shoot the shoulder. These broadheads are built to go through the bone. And check out our website. We'll show you over and over where we're going through the humerus, through the shoulder blade, all the way through the vitals and out the ball joint or something on the other side. So our biggest complaint from our customers are, man, I didn't find it because it went all the way through, or it went all the way through and was buried 6 inches in the dirt.
Yeah.
Well, pull it out, clean it up, and shoot it again. We're not a one and done broadhead.
That's awesome.
And Alex said we test them from trad to compound to crossbow. So any of these will fly great in there.
So basically all your broadheads are fixed blade. You don't have any mechanicals?
No mechanicals yet.
That's what I thought. Yeah. And that's, I've not ever been a big mechanical guy. I don't know. Some people really like them, but it seems like you're saying, Urals is not a one and done. You can reuse it and reuse it and reuse it. With the mechanicals, it seems like to me that once it's out there and it's done. I've seen that and heard of that from a lot of people.
Well, we tell everybody we guarantee our broadheads are fully deployed when you let them go. They're fully deployed on impact, and they're fully deployed on pass-through. You can't say that about a mechanical.
No.
The key in bow hunting is taking out variation. And as soon as you put a mechanical on there, you're just adding a ton of variation.
Yeah, that's awesome. Well, guys, we sure appreciate your time this evening and coming on and telling us a little bit about Vantage Point Archery and everything you guys do. So,
thanks for having us.
Yeah.
Thank you.
So before we go, just tell everybody real quick where they can find your products in stores and about the website.
Yeah, check your local bow shop. Like I said, we're in a ton across the U.S. and international. And then VPArchery.com, or just Google VPA or Vantage Point Archery. And then be sure to follow us on all the social media platforms.
All right. Well, Jeff, Alex, like I said, we appreciate you coming on, and if you guys ever need anything out of us, just let us know, and we'll be posting a bunch of marketing stuff that goes along with this. We'll be posting a snippet before the actual aired episode comes out. And we don't edit anything out, Jeff, so I'm glad that you were going in depth there with your American pride. I love it, sir. Thank you.
Yeah, it's born and bred that way. Just can't get out of me.
Yeah, I love it, man. That's when we started interviewing people, they're like, well, I don't know if I want to do an interview. I've done some podcasts before, and they took out some things that I say. Well, that's one thing we don't do. The only thing that we edit out of our podcast is the dead space between conversations so that everything flows smoothly. So, again, we appreciate you all, and you all have a good evening.
Thank you.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you.
Thank you, ma'am. All right, guys. Thanks for listening this evening. Be sure that you go check us out on Apple Podcasts, Spotify, Google, Amazon Music, YouTube, or wherever you get your podcast. And you'll find all of our great episodes, past and present, with all the descriptions there. So be sure to check out Vantage Point Archery on all their social media networks, Facebook, Instagram, and all those, and on their website as well. And get you some broadheads, because archery season is coming up. In season is already in season in a bunch of states, but there's a bunch of states that's getting ready to come in this weekend. So everybody have a good evening, and we thank you all again. Have a good night.
This episode of On the Limb with Nature's Voice Game Calls is brought to you by Will Jewelry and Loan. When you need cash and you need it fast, check out Will Jewelry and Loan. Come on in with your jewelry, firearms, electronics, tools, lawn equipment, dirt bikes, side-by-sides, and even four-wheelers. They will beat any competitor's loan amount, and that's a fact. Will Jewelry and Loan guarantees faster and more cash for your loan than any other company in the area. They have your cash you need fast. Check them out today on their Facebook page or give them a call at 304-768-5101. Stop in and talk with them at 5523 McCorkle Avenue, Southwest, South Charleston, West Virginia. Will Jewelry and Loan, 304-768-5101.